grippers a lot lately, so I started scouring online, using all of my, search skills and things like that I use to find vintage weights to find some vintage grippers. Luckily enough, I found like the godfather of grippers, Warren Tetting. So Warren Tetting, he created this gripper. It's stainless. Actually, no, not stainless. It's just steel handled, but really aggressive knurling. I put it in an OA bath that I already had drawn up. Got out all my safety gear, heavy duty gloves, glasses. My barbell rescue brush is a go-to for anything that's a cylinder shape, basically, so it'll work with this. After about 4 hours, I pulled it out for its first scrub, and it already looked night and day from the rusty former self. Barbell rescue brush is meant for a barbell, so a gripper is a little smaller than intended, but moving back and forth and up and down and all the different directions, it's still a lot easier than regular old cheapy Amazon scrub brush, nylon scrub brush. So I hit it with the barbell rescue brush. I left the spring alone on purpose because in speaking with my man at Canon Powerworks, which if you don't follow Canon Powerworks on Instagram or you've never checked them out, check them out. CanonPowerworks.com and Canon Powerworks on Instagram. They rate grippers, so I'll be sending this off to Canon Powerworks to get rated to see how tough it is. Spoiler alert, it's pretty easy. Warren Tetting made lots of different ones, though. They were much tougher than this one. But in speaking with him, Canon Powerworks, he told me that the spring sometimes would get discolored when people tried to restore grippers. So trying to avoid the discoloration, I purposely didn't scrub it too much because it looked fine. It also is why I decided to go with the OA bath. Now this is another 4 hours later, by the way, that I've pulled it out of the bath, because oxalic acid is very gentle to metals. So I figured rather than putting on some rust remover gel or stuff like that, I'd try oxalic acid to get the rust off of the steel handles and still maintain kind of the darkness of the spring. There's some lighter points on the spring though. I'm not really sure about that. You'll see in a minute what I'm talking about. Maybe that's just some wear over time. Not really sure. Now it's ready for some oil. So I switch over to a different part of my garage, and I've got some cardboard down. Got my barbell rescue brush, same one I used before. I just rinsed it off. Got the 3-in-1 oil, got the safety gloves, and nothing real scientific here. I just slather it in 3-in-1 oil because I don't want it to rust in the future. And I also find that the 3-in-1 oil helps to neutralize the oxalic acid. With bigger projects, I use baking soda in a spray bottle and neutralize and let it sit for a while. But with a small project like this, one gripper, I'll just use the 3-in-1 oil right away. I open it up to scrub the spring, and that works well enough to get the oil on the spring. I'm not really scrubbing it too hard here. I'm just applying the 3-in-1 oil. Now I have my garage door open, which you can't see on camera, because the 3-in-1 oil, I should say, is pretty nauseous to smell after a while. Off go the gloves, and we wait 24 hours. Here we are back again. I like these microfiber towels. I used to rip up old t-shirts and stuff like that, but it would take forever to dry things off. For the small price of a 20-pack of Amazon Basics microfiber towels, it saves me a ton of time. So I dry it off here, and I get the oil off of it. A lot of grip athletes have cringed when I've mentioned 3-in-1 oil before, so I'm sure if they're watching, some of them are cringing at this application of it. But you'll see in just a second that no chalk. I get the oil off. I'm able to close this gripper. It's a pretty easy one, so don't be too impressed. I would be very impressed, though, if you drop a comment, if you like this video and share it. All of that really helps the channel. Thanks for watching Old Weights, New Gains.